Okay, so let's continue our discussion in numerical methods. We are still in the direct solutions for the systems of linear of equation. So now let's proceed to Cholesky's method, another method um, in solving systems of linear equation using direct solution. So we have our um, matrix equal to L times L raised to T. So, L raised to T natin is the transpose of the matrix L. So, alam naman natin kung ano yung transpose of a matrix. Of course, yung kanyang row magiging column and yung column magiging row. So, where L is equal to IJK, which is equal to this matrix. So, yung main diagonal and the lower part are all unknown. Tapos yung upper triangle niya is 0, 0, 0. So, in solving for the unknown elements of the matrix, these are the formulas to be used. Okay? So, at j equal to, so start from j equal to 2, this will be the formula to be used, as well as here. And then, provided that s is equal to j minus 1. And then, for this one, IPJ, S is equal to j minus 1 and P is equal to j plus 1. Okay? So, upon solving this unknown elements of the matrix L, we can now then solve for X. So, first, solve muna natin yung y values using our matrix and the constants given sa original equation natin, sa original system. And then, transpose natin si L matrix to solve for the values of x variables. And constant natin ngayon will be the y value solved kanina dito sa Ly equal to b. So, to further understand the method, let us have an example. So, example number 1, we have fourth. Okay, so first thing na gagawin natin is to write the augmented matrix. Just like how we do sa mga previous examples. So, 4, 2, 14, 2, 17, negative 5, 14, negative 5, and 83. Okay, so sulat natin si L matrix natin. So, yung L matrix natin will be, this is unknown. This is 0, 0, unknown, unknown, 0, and then all of the elements in the third row are unknown. Then we are going to use the L matrix to solve for the values of y. So, y sub 1, y sub 2, and y sub 3. Then yung constant na gagamitin natin is si b, which is equal to 14, 101, or negative 101, and 155. Okay, so let's proceed in filling up this matrix. So, solving for I11, that is equal to the square root of A11. And A11 is the first element from the augmented matrix, so that will be equal to 4. So, what is the square root of 4? That is equal to 2. So, yung first element ng ating L matrix will be equal to 2. Now, since nasa second row na tayo, so at j equal to 2 from ij1. So this formula is from ij1. So I21 is equal to aj1 all over I11. So yung aj1 natin, since j is equal to 2, so this will be equal to a21 over I11. And a21 is the first element on the second row of matrix A. So, siya will be 2. So, it will be 2. So, 2 over 2, which is si I11 na solve natin kanina, that will be equal to 1. So, si IJ1 natin is equal to 1. Still using this formula since nasa first column pa lang tayo and unknown yung ating first element sa ating third row, first column. So, at j equal to 3, so third row na tayo, from ij1 still. So, this will be equal to i31 equal to a, j natin is 3, so a31 over I11. And the third A31 from augmented matrix is this one. So 14 and I11 natin is 2. So I31 is equal to 7. Okay? Now, let us solve for I22. So that will be I22. Okay? So I22 natin at j equal to 2 is still at j equal to 2. So solving for I22. So this is from the formula IJJ. Okay? I22 is equal to the square root of AJJ minus the summation of IJS squared. Limits from s equal to 1 to s equal to, s natin is equal to j. Oh, sorry. S natin is equal to j minus 1. So, this is equal to 2 minus 1. Therefore, yung s natin is equal to 1. So, we don't need to use summation since 1 to 1 naman yung limit natin. Okay? So, our new formula will be the square root of A22, since j natin is equal to 2, minus IJS. I2, S natin is equal to 1, quantity squared. So, what is the value of A22 from the augmented matrix? So, A22 natin is this one. So, 17, square root of 17, minus, what is our I21? Si 1. So, 1 squared is equal to 1. So, 17 minus 1 is equal to 16. So, square root of 16 is equal to 4. So, this is the value of our element in I22. So, 4. Okay, so we now have solved for I22. Now, let's proceed in solving this one. So, this element is I32. So, ang gagamitin naman ngayon natin is at P equal to 3 and J equal to 2. Okay? So, from IPJ, yun yung gagamitin natin. So, this will be equal to I32. And the formula for I32 is equal to 1 over IJJ multiplied by APJ minus the summation of IJS multiplied by IPS. Of course, S equal to 1, from S equal to 1 to S equal to, okay, so yung S natin is equal to J minus 1. So, our S is equal to J minus 1, which is equal to 2 minus 1. Therefore, yung S natin is equal to 1. And again, since 1 to 1 yung limit natin, we don't need to do a summation. So, this is equal to 1 over, what is our J? So, 2. So, this is I22 multiplied by APJ natin. So, that will be equal to A32 minus IJS. That will be equal to I21 multiplied by IPS I31. So, what is our I22? That is equal to 4. Solved kanina. So, 1/4 times A32 natin. Okay, so from the augmented matrix, so yung A32 natin will be si negative 5. So, negative 5 minus what is our I21? That is equal to, solved kanina, that is equal to 1. Multiplied by our I31, which is si 7. Okay, so this is equal to 1/4 times negative 5 minus 7. That is equal to negative 12 times 1/4. So, that is equal to negative 3. Okay, so let's write negative 3 dito. Okay, so we now have solved for I32. And the last one we should solve is si I33. So, same naman, I33 natin at j equal to 3. So, from IJJ ulit tayo. So, I33 is equal to the square root of A33 minus, okay, so base na lang natin dito sa ating formula na ginamit kanina. So, this is A33 minus the summation of I3. Okay, so yung S natin is equal to J minus 1, which is equal to 3 minus 1. So, our S is equal to 2. So, we need to do a summation here. So, S equal to 1 to 2. Okay. S natin is equal to 2 quantity squared. So, this will be equal to the square root of A33. What is our A33? That is equal to 83. So, this will be equal to 83 minus I32. Ano? Dapat yung isulat natin dito will be IJS. Okay? And provided na J is equal to 3, okay, so I3S na lang. Since S lang naman yung magbabago dito. So, this will have, since summation ito, we can just add yung elements. So, yung element na i-add natin na naka-square will be equal to, unahin natin si upper limit. So, I32 squared, since S is equal to 2, plus I31 quantity squared. Okay? So, this will be equal to the square root of 83 minus, what is I32? Solved kanina, that is equal to negative 3. Negative 3 quantity squared plus, what is I31? That is 7 squared. And this is equal to square root of 83 minus minus 9 plus 49. And solving for this one, our I33 is equal to 5. That is square root of 25. Okay, so we can now write yung ating I33 dito sa L matrix. Okay, so we now have solved for the L matrix. So, we are now going to find for the values of Y. So, gagamitin natin tong mga to. So, we can directly solve for Y sub 1 since 0 naman yung other coefficients niya. So, let's continue sa next slide. Sulat natin si L matrix dito. That is equal to 2, 0, 0, and then unknown, unknown. Okay. So, that is equal to 1, 4, 7, negative 3, 5. And this will be Y sub 1, Y sub 2, and Y sub 3. Tapos, gagamitin natin na constants will be 14, negative 101, and 155. So, let us now solve for the value of the Y variable. So, dito tayo sa taas muna since 0, 0 yung kanyang numerical coefficients of the other variables. So, 2 y1 is equal to 14. So, solving for y1, divide natin both sides by 2. So, y1 is equal to 7. Now, for this one, substitute natin si y1 dito sa ating equation to solve for y sub 2. So, this is equal to y1 plus 4y sub 2 is equal to negative 101. So, this is equal to 4y sub 2 equal to negative 101. And y sub 1 natin is positive 7. So, transpose to the other side, that will be negative 7. And y sub 2 is equal to negative 27. Solving for y sub 3. So, that is equal to 7y sub 1 minus 3y sub 2 plus 5y sub 3 equal to 155. 5. So we can transpose this 1 sa ating right side since these are all constant because we have already values for y sub 1 and y sub 2. So what will be left on the left side is 5y sub 3 equal to 155 minus, since positive to, pag transpose magiging negative, 7 times y sub 1 natin is 7 plus 3 times negative 27. So our y sub 3 is equal to, if you solve for this one, that will be equal to 5. Okay, so we now have values for y sub 2, y sub 1, and y sub 3. So now, let us get yung ating transpose of the L matrix. Okay? So what happens when we transpose a matrix? Yung kanyang column magiging row. So this will be equal to 2, 1, 7, and then 0, 4, negative 3, and then 0, 0, 5. Solving for x sub 1, x sub 2, and x sub 3. And for our constant, that will be the y values solved. Y, negative 27, and 5. Okay? So, back substitution tayo ulit. So, 5x sub 3 is equal to 5. So, dividing both sides by 5, x sub 3 is equal to 1. Okay? So, we already have solved for x sub 3. Now, solving for x sub 2, we have 4x sub 2 minus 3x sub 3 equal to negative 27. So, we have values for x sub 3, so we can just transpose this one. So, 4x sub 2 is equal to negative 27 plus 3 times 1. So, for x sub 2 is equal to, so manipulating or solving for this one, that will be equal to negative 6. That is our x sub 2. And for our x sub 1, so 2x sub 1 plus x sub 2 plus 7x sub 3 is equal to 7. So we can transpose this two terms dito sa ating right side since constant sila. So 2x sub 1 is equal to 7 minus x sub 2 natin is negative 6 minus 7 times 1. So our x sub 1 is equal to, if you're going to solve for that, that will, that will be equal to positive 3. Okay? So you can check the answers sa inyong calculators. And ang lalabas na sagot will be the values for the x variable. Okay? So that is how you do the Cholesky's method. So yung gagamitin nyo na to solve for the values of the system of linear equation using your calculator is mode 5 equations and then 3. Okay? So, for your assignment, solve the system using Cholesky's method and submit it on May 26, 2021 until 5 p.m. So, if you happen to have elements or if you happen to have values with radical sign, okay, perform rationalization to simplify answers. However, gagawin nyo lang yon sa inyong final answers, which are the values of x and y. So, for the values in the elements of the matrix, continue as it is kahit may radical sign sa kanyang denominator. But for the final answers of x and y, for the values of x and y, you need to rationalize. Okay? So, this will be your assignment. So, that is Cholesky's method.